Greetings, peace and love, reflections. How y'all doing? I'm coming to y'all today with a reading. I downloaded a poem to give to y'all today. It's asking Spirit what messages that we have, things we want to share, bring awareness for, and it is really about still the conversation of release. So it is now, to my understanding, what we're going through. So maybe not everyone, but a good percentage of us are experiencing different aspects of ourselves releasing in different ways. And so because of that, I get to be the transformation person that I am as my Scorpio Gemini self, and to, help assist with this transformation. So we're going to go ahead and start with this first, the message. And then we're going to read some cards and maybe do some activations. I think that's what we're going to do today. All right. So I did not title this because it's not a poem. The message I have for us today is about an experience. And I would just say during this time to just notice what comes up for you. And also call yourself into awareness so that everything that is for you, you take with you, you use for your edification, for your development, and anything that is not for you, that you leave it behind. Wandering about the forest, trees, dark and shadowing, reflections in my solitude of suffering, hurting that weighs like breathlessness. If I breathe, I may destabilize the dream I made so clearly established in my pain. Am I dreaming of suffocating? The leaves drip for me, rain just for me like weeping willows, purple and dipped in beauty, providing cover for my suffering, for purposely welcoming my cry. I sit at its base. I close my eye. I find my why. Milking my cry with dry sobbing. I'm alone in allowing my desperate to display its plumes so vibrant, so vivid. I colored it thoroughly with thesis of everything, overthinking, underthinking myself into less than possible. Blue like strangled truth. I can't breathe but gulping at piece of time, strangling the story out of me. Stringing eventually all these things unwinding. I had fallen, thinking I wasn't alive, but my flesh didn't lie. I just colored it bruised. Never cried like this before, never died like this before. Breath so deep, no air to sound, just wind, winding down my symptoms of suffering. I am still, resting, breathing with trees swaying away like those old pains. And so this is about the things that come and put so much pressure and stress from our overthinking on us through whatever social training we have that, make it feel like that we kind of stuck and we kind of can't move forward in ways. And the thought coming to me now is about like, why the forest? So going to the forest for nourishment, going to the forest for grounding, going to the forest for you to find a place for you to have your alone time, to be quiet, to listen, to cry, to write, see what places around you call you and where you can go to have this process. And I'm being reminded before I got my shed studio space in my backyard, I had a tent. We had a tent from a camping trip. And, I love the tent. So I would put the tent up and I would go outside and I would process my feelings and I would work on whatever I was working on that day, and when I wasn't in going through emotion with myself. So the thought of a tent is coming to me. And, the thing about a tent is that you can still hear through the tent. The walls of the tent don't stop people from hearing, but what it does is give you a space to kind of feel like you're alone, feel like you're by yourself, so that you can have the moment you need. So perhaps in the woods, that will be something you could do in the woods. I'm just passing the thought along. So for whoever that's for, it's for you. Go ahead, take that. Uh, go ahead, get that confirmation. But the part about I never died like this before is talking about how when you have a release that is so thorough that it gives you that feeling, and it maybe through that process you wonder, like, am I going to make it through this? You know what I'm saying? And in that thought, you realize that where you are mentally in that moment is not optimal. It is a moment of deep transformation. Because that means something that you've been leaning on, experiencing, and recycling in your life is now being transformed. It is being relieved from its position so that it can be reused, because energy is never destroyed. But it allows that energy to, be recycled into something that's going to serve you, because the purpose of the release is for you to move to a place that does serve you. Okay? And so I just want to talk about that real quick, about that poem and what the energy of it is that was coming through. It's interesting for me because lately it seems that this like awareness about this darker space is very present. I am going through my own transformation as well, so maybe perhaps that's why, but I don't intend to be always talking about this dark conversation. And as you can see, I want to make sure that I even bring light to that. So, I did pick white on purpose for this session, because I was like, oh, let me do this. Where my lanterns at? Let me break those out. Let's just be the light in the dark, So that's where I was with it. Now, there were some messages that came through as that poem was being channeled down. It was about these two cards, the desert and the tear. And some keywords that came up were foreboding, desolate, desperate, not breathing, suffocating, and murky, wet, and not found. Then it was alone, by yourself, no interruptions and no distractions. And so that was what the theme words that came through before the poem began. So there's a few things on the table. We had the challenges card come up, which is letting me know that underneath the bottom of the deck, that card was there, pointing out the fact that obviously, the transitionings are occurring and the alchemizing of things. The heart card, now this talks about health, but what I noticed, what stood out for me was the heart with the line. And so it showed up in both ways, which was interesting, because first it was like the heart breaking, the heart revealing its truths, the heart communicating to you. And then it came through as the heart healed, the heart thriving. And so it's like after and within these releases that are occurring, it's going to bring you to a place where you're able to be feeling like you're thriving, you're moving forward in your life to the direction and to the fulfillment that you are wanting to experience. So that was coming through. Also, there was something about communicating with the loved ones around you. And part of it felt like losing someone. So you have to take this how it resonates. It felt like losing someone or someone passing away and then still being able to communicate with them. So being able to use your ability to communicate with those who are not present to help you work through like the challenges and these hard places. And then the other one was communicating with someone you love that is currently present, where y'all are going through a break in your relationship, where something that maybe was present wasn't didn't seem let me say it this way didn't seem like it was present before, but is present now. And so therefore, whatever that thing is that you needed to have worked on has come to the surface, and you must speak. You must have that conversation. You must work that thing out or figure out how to navigate it, forgive, whatever is included in that conversation. So with your heart, with yourself, and then with that one that this conversation is for. It may not be a lover, it may be a friend. So let me point that out too. But the challenge is being able to communicate with your heart, listen to your heart, and be truthful, and to honor the moment that is being brought forth for you. Okay, I had a little slight interruption there. So let's just get back to it. Ooh, got the moon card. That feels like a lot of turbulent emotion is what is coming to mind. And there's something there about nurturing and strength during this period, allowing this to be a way that you nurture yourself, however, what is happening, however things are moving in your life. The Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? How can you mother yourself? All right, let's see. Oh yeah, that's why I was just talking about nurturing. How you go about nurturing yourself. Okay. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? Okay. So in order to mother yourself at this time, the advice is being given is to walk into the challenges that you're facing, the emotional turmoil that you're facing, and to approach it. I'm trying to think what's the best way to say this. If your mother was walking you through it, if a mother that was warm and nurturing and powerful and protective was walking you through this portion of your life, how would they guide you through it? What would you need for your healing or your self-recovery? And be the one who provides that for yourself. Okay, and I'm feeling like this energy of like deep worry is very troublesome. It feels like troublesome, like you're worried about something that's gonna like negatively impact your life. It doesn't feel like a relationship. It feels like potential events, or like it might be something similar to like losing a job, or a job that you feel like you can't replace because the pay you were getting there, you don't think you'll be able to get somewhere else, or like something like that. It kind of feels like that. Or someone else's decisions that could impact your decision and what you have to end up doing and what that looks like for you. That's what this also feels like. Okay, and the word fear is coming up. The way that you are interacting with your fear. This is interesting. Okay. It's like your relationship with fear. How so? Fear is your friend. And it's like you use fear whenever you can. And this is part of what makes it feel troublesome and tumultuous. Like, this is the thing that stimulates all of those waves in the ocean. Like, it makes all those waves in your ocean. And it's like if you could conquer that, you would be better off in life as a whole, in general. It's like it's your buddy. It's like your excuse to not do, to not have, to to skip out on challenges, to find a million reasons to justify why something's right or wrong. Okay, so basically your relationship with fear has to change. Like, you can't be all buddy-buddy with fear if fear's going to keep you from living your life, if it's going to keep you from making the choices you need to make, if it's going to keep you from success. Because if you're asking for success but you don't want to deal with anything that stimulates fear in you, when fear comes up, it doesn't mean run. It means face it. It means it's time to face this now. It's time to face this now. It's time to look at this now. That's what it means. It doesn't mean hold back. Okay, so on a level, you got the priestess. How are you being stepped to call up and lead and rewriting the history, your ancestors, your lineage, all of that, which is great because, we've been always hearing about that, especially lately a lot. But the thing I'm getting, the deeper meaning has to do with your health and your well-being. And somehow your health and your well-being is tied into what is the deal with your lineage. So I would look to see if I'm eating just the way my family ate and if those ways are serving me or not. Because sometimes the things that we get tied into in the physical experience, it becomes the belief, the way of thinking, is also tied into the other things that you do. And that can be how you eat, how you exercise or don't exercise, and your beliefs around exercise, food, how you're supposed to look, what's acceptable, when you're supposed to do it, what you're supposed to look like when you're young, what you're supposed to look like when you're older. All of these things, they are a lot of times tied into what we've been taught. So how are you being called to step up and lead? How are you being called to do and be different from those other ones in your lineage? This, I'm hearing, may not apply to everyone, but it applies to a good portion of the people who are watching this video. So I know that there has been a lot of awakening and people have picked up better eating habits and things of this nature, but also in that case, reflects upon any things that you addictively eat or drink or do, such as, weed, smoking things, psychotics, as far as like the psilocybin, things of that nature. How are you using it? Are you using it ceremonially? Are you using it as an excuse? Are you using it as a crutch? How are you using it? Okay. So are you just trying to zone out? Are you protecting something that you should be giving up? Like, what is happening when you're eating or when you're doing those addictive habits? Okay. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we're gonna do a poll on where are you going. So, okay. Did you want me to get the card? Okay, the Star card, the King of Cups, and the Two of Wands. Okay, for the Star card, I heard that you're putting yourself at the center. You're putting yourself at the center of your world, which means that you are allowing for the unfoldment. You are allowing for yourself to be the primary, decision maker, force, beingness of your world. You're in the center of the zodiac wheel, and you are there by yourself, which gives you the ability to put everyone else in their proper place, which is where this Two of Wands, this decisions, I heard when this came out, that some things is going to get cut away, some things, some people, some places, some things are going to shift. But that brings you to the King of Cups. Okay, so there's something here about being I don't want to say indecisive, but having problems making decisions. And this is the reason. Okay, so whatever you're releasing has to do with your ability to make decisions and stick with it. I'm hearing make decisions and walk it out, because there's an issue at the core of yourself, with yourself, about your love for yourself, your belief in yourself, and these kinds of things. And they're causing you to not be able to make the decisions you need to make. And this King of Cups here is a demonstration of you being able to find that sturdiness, and something about his hand in his bowl right here. Okay. So the bowl for this is bringing up for me, like some people, they use water to do messages, right? And water has a lot to do with emotions. So this is the stability of your emotions. But his finger in this bowl, it kind of, okay. So your ability to create is to navigate your life, your sea, your waters, your ocean. And his finger is representing you directing where the water is going, how the water is flowing, you know, because you can run your finger, it can make all different kinds of ripples in the water, but it's basically like you coming into control of your waters. Which also is bringing me back to the thought about your body and how your blood is moving through your body, and what patterns do you have inside your waters in your body, as far as how you're handling traumas. You know, what pathways are your nerves following when something triggers you, you know, like those kinds of things. So this is also you finding stability in how you just generally handle life, little things, big things, all the things. Okay, so that's what it's saying, because it's like all these things that you're having issues with really come back to how you're handling yourself. Whew, okay, you can say that again, because that is always it. Like, it's always it. Okay, and then you got the Hierophant. The Hierophant, and this one is about, let's say, obviously he's joyous, obviously. I'm hearing ascending to the level or place, where there's peace and power. And it's like something also about following your passions, like pursuing it's a lot of P words, pursuing the things that bring you joy, that fire, that love. We call it passion, I think, sometimes, but it's more like that fiery love, that zest, that zeal back to your life, you know, like that's it. Oh, it looks on the bottom of the deck. I just noticed Queen of Wands. And so bam, there's your balance. You had the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So this is definitely about creation and how you're creating your life for me, that I'm picking up. It's on the bottom of the deck. So the energy is that you learning about your creation, your ability to create, and your light. See all them candles? Your light, how you're using your light, and how can you best utilize the light in your life. Okay. All right. It also just feels kind of like, yeah, you're gonna definitely be feeling these things moving, and it feels like, I don't want to say fast, but maybe it's just a lot of movement. It's a lot of movement. It could be fast. It's both. Okay, they're saying it's a little of both. So depending on where you are in your journey and how that is looking for you, it could be any of that. Okay. They want me to come back over to these cards. Y'all want some more light, some more energy. I can't even look. Y'all wilding right now. Okay, give it to me again, because I don't even know which one of the cards. Make it concise. Make it concise. Give me that again. Give me that again. Or whatever the answer is. The whatever that message is. Okay. That's funny. Keep doing that. As soon as I pick up the deck, stuff flying. Okay. I'm about to split the deck. Alright. What's the last message about? And what do you want to convey from this deck? Ladies, you go first. The universe will catch you. And double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Leap. Okay, these are the cards. All right. You're all floaty. They're all floaty and stuff. Okay. Okay, well, okay, so it seems that everyone watching this video is on some sort of double mission where you're channeling and uplifting humanity. Literally, this is what you're doing. Some version of bringing your skill, they said skill, to the masses. Your ability, your gift, your idea, whatever this thing is that you personally have developed or created or are creating or have in your book that you ain't touch yet, whatever that thing is, that's going to help you reach the goals you set, and it is also going to serve humanity. So that is definitely showing. Okay, now leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. Okay, so this feels kind of like getting the ball rolling. Like when you do the things that like put you out there or like get you the attention, or like doing the things that help you to get to where you're going, taking those steps, doing those things before you start seeing any results, and really just trusting that everything is going to unfold and become what it needs to be as time passes. Okay, so leap. So that means to go ahead and take those steps. Whatever it is that you know that you need to do to reach the goal, go ahead and start making those moves. Let's see. Okay. It kind of feels like you already know what the moves are. They're not really giving me step-by-step instructions or anything, but they're just kind of like, yeah, like they know what they need to be doing. So I'm going to let y'all take that. And if you don't feel like you know, definitely tap in, journal, pray, ask for guidance, whatever you need to do to get that information cleared out for you so you can understand. Cleared up for you. Sorry, cleared up for you so you can understand. And sometimes we've been told stuff to do and we haven't done it yet. And then we think we don't know what to do, but really you was already told several times what to do. So you just need to do them things. Okay? And then let's see. Is that what that's what it is? That's what, yeah. Okay. I gotta make sure. All right, was there anything else that I have for them? Oh, okay. I was going to do a channel session for you guys today, for you ladies and guys, for all my divine reflections. Okay, let's see. What are we going to be working on for the channel session today? There was a song that came to mind, and it's called, well, it doesn't matter what it's called. It's my song. I wrote it, and I haven't posted it or anything yet, but it's called Choosing Myself. And it goes, I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing myself. And it talks about how people around us and ourselves, different parts, aspects of ourselves, want us to do and be and go about things in a certain way. But when I'm really choosing myself, I wouldn't choose those things. And then sometimes you try to get motivated and moving, but then you start feeling people's judgment and it doesn't feel like you're making the moves you want to make. That's the message. Choose yourself. And as you walk through the challenge that you're being presented and making it to the, and knowing that you're making it to the other side, we're going to just go ahead and give you some energy to help move you in and through and without that experience, to the outside of that experience, to the outcome of that experience. So let's go ahead and do that and just bring that through. See what spirit has for you more here. Okay, well, someone just came, just interrupted me. So asked me to say hi to someone. If this is you, please comment below, because this doesn't normally happen. But it's a heavyset male, and he has like shorts, dirty blonde hair, and he says, say hello to Becca for him. Becca, Rebecca, Becky, something like that. This doesn't normally happen. So if this is you, when you hear this, just let me know it was for you. He's just gonna drop in on my reading like that. He's just gonna drop it on my reading like that. Anyway, let's see. Okay. Okay, let's get back to my spirit team tap. Where y'all at? Why y'all let this man come interrupt? Okay. So I think at this time I'm gonna label this session to be something that provides one courage to move through what we spoke about today. Courage. For courage and for you to have enough love and strength in your love and in your heart to get through and to do this work for yourself, even though it may be highly uncomfortable during some time. So we're going to pray for courage. We're going to do an activation prayer for courage. And when I say prayer, what I mean is the calling in of the thing. Okay, so this should activate yourself in your courage, in your heart, in your motivation, in your mind to know that you can get through this and that you have what it takes to do what needs to be done. And if you didn't, you wouldn't be called to do it. And if you needed someone, you would be given someone to do it with. All right, let's go ahead and get started channeling. Okay. Electrochrome that's like a ramp or let's stick a amba dasta. Silike trambla truco oro, mayata selakarambe steke itandra slamro yoko roko, esina nabakara stakale getting this puriala trakaramba stick itraka. Allow yourself to relax into this moment. Excuse me. Letrislam do kurudi keram do struko orakale litra braya mara orumuyu tu suru kereti sendara banaketi site no solo la maracana lestre bere sukur stepping you back and sitting you back in yourself into your seat where you are planted, grounded, whole, full, remembering your divinity and your capability to do the things that need to be done. You are allowed to be powerful. And no one can stop you. No one can stop what you're doing, what you're creating, and what you're wanting to have. No one can stop you from moving into those things. Or having the empowerment that you were gifted in your divinity, being created through our Creator. And don't you allow anyone to tell you or do things to you to make you think that you cannot or that you are in some way disempowered, because that's not true. No one can take away what God has given you. It's a God-given right. Name me one person that's more powerful than God. Name me one person that's more powerful than the Creator. And the celebro structure utums de nenemarasde de bistananic ediste. Duro so remember caras da marastakara in yes in bro, let's nigramara draka is then in nemine Ursuro on Cora Maras de Caris de Brocurusro, Yalan Lamacaris e, Esal Maracara is like a monoso, no, because the Carekin in the he to Solomara take it and the Bustolo Masticate in the Vasalaka Vaticum. Take your power back. Suck it back into your body. Take the power back. Cut the cords from the people that you have allowed to tell you to take from you your energy that is yours. Cut those cords to unravel the spaces you hold in you for them so that they can feel the way they feel, because it's only there because you gave that to them. You said, here, I set this aside for you. You can take that much of my power. Here goes your portion. They got their own power. And the only reason they're trying to take yours is because they don't know they have their own power. So you're not doing nothing to them to take back your power. You're helping them to re-empower themselves. Okay, this rukuruto sole tre karamasra ke uruko oro sona maraya te sere karamasile trusuru noro batlika andara le prestukoro lo trusuru noroko hene besra baye kere simboro suruko oro hisandandra sakara pusro oro himalaya sreke idrisike dobra kante sinamana la ya kere nesri pekoroto hura masala kere birisri kamba. I'm hearing the word cure. Elisidi bisila marasla kadisa nereke huna maraya samara yoro kono mosro yedita nam lasre de besa nambara yoro kono mudos de nere sene mere kare sala marasle kire androstro kono moro wore bisile medicine kra pasara kara kire ide sene mara otro oro hisen maraya la yala sala yana maka rotso no ro sene mara kare kara har sere kara masre de ne Dusuno no mara que le marasra hura maledre sine merkebo uroslo koro malade que se le marayakara isni brosru koro mrosru que la marasra que le que isne ne brosru koro nduri sirpe que le baka isne ne bekisila ne bakasra makasri que le tibi sila makostru bolo tibakara beriste instilling, activating, re-energizing the power within you. Let's malade que isne merka. You can place your hands, cross your hands and place them over your solar plexus, which is above your navel, space above your navel between your heart and your navel chakra. Dustulo de Bekele is yellow like the sun. Dutro Koromari Selen Leva Yarawara, Yusum yo listening de Manatranda, this Lambro yo ba. Okay, like rub it, like massaging it gently, just rubbing it, massaging it. Dutro Koromari Sedekele and never Srale Bru. Resetting that energy with a mindful intention to reset that energy. I'm seeing a navel. Senior yolo yo mayole que isranava. Duslo yo mayaka isle lemano yo inyanyo dusro ye de se malaya so si la srambo ko le trambe si la tro sanana ba que le sembare so yo so malala ki sra rambro y deslikini ni yana la sra grupo. And this feels very relaxing but empowering, strengthening at the same time. Installing. This is so interesting. Let the kele dando sudoto dese. Ala siditingaro yoro soriore manatike nalaya ni salambro croelo surcolo mele la malaya yesrekele nduro korkoro sini tin la carapasteke liti sini garasandra sila du poro no sotrokuto sono yesanda kalisre krambrostoko Isalina marastakete sin la trastapo. Letres recaranto soyondo. Listen the nambrasa. Listen in a pocoro suruto plena martekese. Get all your codes. The installation is the code, like the remembrance of your cells, reactivating that code in your genetics. Aha, yes, because once you were activated fully, remember yourself. Okay, and you can tap your solar plexus gently, tapping. Okay, go to the point on your abdomen where you feel the energy stirring and just tap it, and that helps wake, energize. And say empowering things to yourself. Talk to your belly, talk to your solar plexus, talk to it. Create an affirmation for the thing that you feel like you're least having, whatever it is that you're lacking the most. Create a affirmation for that. Okay. Okay, we are bringing it to a close. Thank you for your energy, your time, and your attention to yourself, and therefore to us all, as we are one. Gratitude, gratitude. Islam Ashe. Amen. All right, we are done here. Thank you for your time. My reflections. Peace. Thank you for watching, and please remember to share, like, follow, hit that bell, and come again.